big-time matchup with the big men down low tonight.
Yeah, and I think, Kevin, you're going to see both teams double these guys because they're just too hard to handle. Otherwise, they'll have to do their work and make their decisions quickly.
A look at the San Antonio Spurs opening lineup. DeRozan out there with Trey Lyons. Then there's DeJounte Murray. Then there's LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Forbes in at the shooting guard. The pass to Morant. Here's Jackson. Five to shoot. Memphis needs to get off a shot here. Morant. And they'll turn it over. Could not get off a shot. 24-second violation. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, a bit ago, Taylor Jenkins and I were able to chat. We discussed the challenge of defending a slasher like DeMar DeRozan. Staying in front and denying penetration are critical, of course, but his athleticism and ball handling make that easier said than done. Kevin?
Thanks, David.
DeRozan's so good, guys, at taking advantage of whatever situation is there. When he has the opportunity, he gets out and scores in the open floor.
Memphis with the ball.
And, you know, guys, the Spurs team dinners, the stuff of legends, just building camaraderie and getting to know one another and being orchestrated with care by head coach Greg Popovich. They enjoyed the finest restaurants and great food and drink, but the fellowship and camaraderie, probably the most important part of those dinner gatherings.
Here's Murray after Memphis gets the three, and that one good.
You know, Murray's game is about putting the ball on the floor, moving without it when he doesn't have it, and driving and keeping pressure on the defense.
Now here's Morant. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against Portland.
Boy, he was piling up those assists in that one. I mean, every pass seemed to be on time and on target.
And Clark, the act of getting dinner, sitting down to a meal. As a team, it brings people together.
It really does, guys, and I can't overstate it. When you get a chance to know your teammates off the court, it adds to your ability to play for them on the court. It can't always be just about grind, grind, grind. There has to be some compassion, some caring, some understanding, and sometimes the best places to do that are at restaurants with good food and good drink.
Straight power, homie. I mean, he ripped it down with both hands.
Absolutely a resounding dunk.
Yeah, for sure. That was a take no chances, take no prisoners slam right there, guys.
Here is Brooks after the basket by San Antonio. Shot clock at 5. Here's the floater.
He's not an easy guy to get a shot up and over. Aldridge has those long arms, and his timing's good, too.
So it's both teams making substitutions here. And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes played. Here's Valanciunas, and good work on the boards. They pick up the second chance points.
Yeah, coach's pet peeve there. No box out.
Those are free points you're giving away. You got to work harder on the glass.
Pirtle kicks to Mills. Back to Pirtle. Passes to Mills. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It's going to go on Tyus Jones.
You know, Patty Mills is one of a long line of outstanding Australian players who played their college ball in Northern California at St. Mary's College.
One second left. That shot is off. 1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. Grizzlies out in front, leading by just 1. We'll get right back to the action when we return. And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out in the second quarter. What stands out to you from the Grizzlies in this one?
Aggressive at running guys to the backboard. You could tell it was part of their game plan coming in.
Yeah, and you know, when a team establishes an edge on the glass early, it really sets things up for the rest of the game.
In a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. So on the floor for Memphis, Clark is out there with Kyle Anderson. Then it's Jones. And it's Melton in at the 2 spot.
Quick off the floor and powerful. Clark loves to attack that rim.
Mills passes to Purtle. Spurs working the ball around now. And the jam by Rudy Gay.
Oh, an aggressive move and fantastic finish.
Trying to send a message with that slam, I think.
That's exactly how you send it. 2 hands and down. Derek White played his first 3 years at Division III UC Colorado Springs. This guy ended up being the 29th pick in the 2017 draft out of Colorado. In his lone season with the Buffaloes, he was all Pac-12 first team and all defense.
All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, last season the G League tested out an expansion of the clear path rule. And now that expansion is making its way to the NBA. It should discourage those intentional fouls that slow up teams on the fast break. Fans wanted it, and analysts clamored for it. That will allow the amazing athletes in this league more opportunities to show what they can do on the fast break.
You're right, David. A welcome change. Thank you. And coming out of high school, White's only scholarship offer was a partial one to Colorado Springs.
And you know what, guys? Sometimes rejection like that can actually fuel you to greater heights. It put a chip on his shoulder. He plays with an edge. He improved, transferred to the Pac-12 for his senior season, and really the rest is history. He's got a promising future as an NBA player in front of him.
And here comes White, leading the fast break. Gay can't get it to go.
It does not get much easier than that, but somehow he came up empty there.
There's 45 seconds left in the first half. Here's Clark. And he overshot that one, missing.
Very surprising that he came away empty there, especially given room to operate.
Got a hand on it. Purtle with the steal. Pass to Mills. 20 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. White looking around. San Antonio again missing. Pass to Melton. Three-pointer. 3 seconds left, and it's laid up and in by Anderson. Anderson's got the lead up to 7 now for the Grizzlies.
Yeah, and there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
And so it's Memphis, bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. And it's been their rugged defense setting the tone. Right back after this break. And Clark being played now by a lot of teams. It's amazing that even with that, the point totals just continue to rise.
And you know what? I attribute the point totals continuing to rise to a couple of things. One, the volume of three-point shots that are being taken. And I think teams are playing at a little faster pace universally. You don't see as much walking the ball up the floor as I think you may have seen in years past.
Here's who Greg Popovich is starting in the second half. Lyles out there at DeRozan. Then there's LaMarcus Aldridge. Then there's Murray. And it's Forbes in at the shooting guard position. A nice shot by Aldridge.
Boy, DeRozan showing you good recognition there. Saw the gap in the defense and fired the pass to the wide open man. Doesn't get much better than that.
Out left to the wing. Valanciunas against Aldridge. Another shot. And Valanciunas puts it in. Valanciunas has got 7.
And he's pretty relentless inside. Valanciunas gets after it down low. It might not always look pretty, but he makes the most of his chances in the paint. The Grizzlies have been a winning team for most of the last decade. Injuries snapped their playoff streak back in 18, but the silver lining, a top draft pick they used to select Jaren Jackson.
Down to 5 on the shot clock. There's Winslow. That one, no good. Nice D from DeRozan. Spurs trail by 10. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
And in his rookie season, Jaren Jackson, the youngest player in the league, he seemed NBA ready.
And already he impacts the game on both ends of the floor. A ton of upside with this young man. He's already helping the Grizz win games.
Right side Aldridge. Wants to get it to DeRozan and does. Can't connect from the right block. And the Grizzlies leading by 8. Here's Morant. And finished off by Morant.
Out in the open court, few defenders can match up with Morant. He's too fast and skilled.
Here's DeRozan. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
Whatever the defense gives, that's what he takes. A sign of a skilled offensive player.
And the Spurs with some changes. Rudy Gay's checked in for Lyles. Walker comes in for Bryn Forbes. And Derek White subbed in for Murray. Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds.
Boy, the big fella moving well on the drive. Aldridge may not have great speed, but his footwork, superb.
For Memphis, they've gone 3 of 7 on field goal attempts here in the second half. Morant with it. He's been putting up the points on a very steady basis, averaging around 17.5 points a game. Valanciunas passes to Winslow. Again, Memphis.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
Yeah, that's not the defense you need. You got to be tougher defensively.
Gets it off, and he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. And so it's Memphis in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. Looking good at this point, but wanting more. We'll return shortly. Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks, as always, for joining us. Spurs trail by 8. Jackson and Valanciunas, they're in the middle. Morant and Brooks manning the backcourt. And it's Anderson in at the 3 spot. That's the lineup out there for the Grizzlies. And so here's Memphis. They've led by as much as 10. Here's Valanciunas. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Boy, Valanciunas, a mountain of a man, a solid big guy who scores well and provides a lot of length and muscle inside.
Clark, he's checked in for the Grizzlies. And Walker's got the ball here for the San Antonio Spurs. 7-point differential. Offensive rebound, DeRozan, and right on through for another basket. He's got 5 made on 5 of 9 shooting.
You've got to get a body on DeMar DeRozan, because if you don't, his size and athleticism will allow him to hurt you on the glass.
Here's Morant. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. And the Grizzlies lead by 7.
And that's an example of playing big, adapting to the situation.
And sometimes that's the best policy when you're going up against a big guy. Take it to the 10. Right at him. Get to the rack.
The pass to Gay. Out to White. Shot clock at 3. The Spurs need to get a shot off here. Here's Walker, and they force the shot clock violation. Great D. And some changes here for the Spurs. Lyles checked in for Gay. Bryn Forbes comes in for White, and it's DeJounte Murray in for Walker. And DeJounte Murray gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. 1:43 left in the fourth. Here's Clark, covered by Lyles. Clark dishes to Valanciunas. Brooks outside. Passes it to Anderson. Just 5 to shoot. The shot missing. So the Spurs will take it the other way. And it's Murray penetrating. Can't connect from short range. And the Grizzlies leading by 7. 1:07 left in the fourth quarter. Valanciunas inside. Here's Anderson. It's hauled in by LaMarcus Aldridge. The Spurs have gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. They blow the whistle just as he gets it off. That's 2 points with a chance for another one at the stripe.
His game continuing to evolve, guys, and shots like this prove Murray is the real deal.
Looking at who's out there now for the Grizzlies. Jaren Jackson comes in for Clark, and Winslow subbed in for Kyle Anderson. Brooks outside. Shoots over Lyles. And And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. He doesn't hit the first, and that was the one they really won. He's got one more, though. He's able to hit the second one, and that puts them up by 5. And the Spurs with possession. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. DeRozan off target from three-point range. And he commits the intentional foul.
His first personal foul.
He drops the first one, and that increases their lead to 6.
And as good as Morant's been, there's still plenty of upside. One of the younger players to enter the draft in 2019.
And it's Murray penetrating. And it's DeRozan missing. And they go to the intentional foul.
His second personal foul. 15 foul. Shooting for Memphis. 2 shots.
And that hurts as he doesn't get the first one to fall. Trying to focus now on the second. And he ends up making the second, and that makes it a 7-point lead. San Antonio calls timeout. They trail by 7. We've got 13 seconds left in the fourth quarter. What do you think, guys?
Trying to keep hope alive, but I don't see them making a comeback.
You know what? I'm sure crazier things have happened, or maybe not. It's a long shot, though.
We've got 13 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Here's Jackson. And so the Grizzlies take the win. Probably a little closer than they would have liked it, but a win nonetheless.
Yeah, but I really got a sense that the fans gave them that emotional boost that was needed down the stretch. This crowd, man, they were electric.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.